a mind you can't control. Running wild, can't come down. My head is in the clouds. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We gotta party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. For a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. We gotta party for a lifetime. Oh, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. For a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. I'm on my last straw. I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeding your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game. And all the words you speak mean nothing more to me. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind. And I won't let you go. I need you by my side. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. not here, 'cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown. But we both know how to swim, no worries as we'll fall now. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. I drag you out your mind, and there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And now we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me.
Hello, Pearls. Hello, hello, hello. And J for A team. How's everyone doing? Hope you are well wherever you are. Today is May 16th, 2024. It is 12:33 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Before we get started, if you don't mind hitting that thumbs up button, greatly be appreciated. It is a way that we spread the word out and it greatly helps. It's free and it really, really does make a difference. It's good to see you all in chat. Special thanks to my mods, members, and everyone for being here. I know there's a lot of choices on YouTube, and I am grateful you chose to be here. So thank you all. So, what are the experts saying? Whether they are, doctors, former police officers, current police officers, uh, the ones that I have watched overall, and again, the doctors and stuff, they're not diagnosing or anything. They're just giving their opinions on this case. So I want to make that extremely clear on this. Um, thank you, Heidi. Oh, it's Blue Eyes' birthday? Oh, it's Blue Eyes' birthday. Well, I'm going to have to sing my rendition of Marilyn Monroe for Blue Eyes. Hold on, let me clear my throat. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear blue eyes. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Blue Eyes, sweet soul, long time mod of ours. Thank you so much, our sweet Blue Eyes. So hope your day is as amazing as you are. Um, I know I just some guy, but Justin has the voice of an angel. I have the voice of I don't even know what I have the voice of. Probably like uh a 60-year-old uh gay smoker, probably. Oh, I love self-deprecation humor, so I apologize. Oh, Blue Eyes, thank you so much. That you don't have to do that. Thank you, my dear. Appreciate your support. I think I should be giving that to you, though. I think I should be giving that to you. And SL, I am so glad you went to the hospital the other night. By the way, I'm glad you're doing good. That's fine. Let them clip it. Don't bother me. I am who I am, honey. I ain't apologizing for nobody. Closet's too small and it's too dark to decorate. Okay. How about that? Um, so anyway, let's get to it because there is a lot going on in this case. And to be serious, the clause it's just it's bad. It's really bad. There is a lot of craziness going on in this case. Um, you're either on one side of the tracks or the other, it seems, on this case. And you guys know where I stand on this case. I don't believe children go missing out of their house when it's cold or cool in a February Tennessee night after midnight when the day was good. Has taken She takes sleep medicine at night. There is no cameras in a home where the mother in the home works for one of the biggest security systems in the world company. Um, and there's no evidence to support that he walked off, that he was taken by anyone. And I want to be very clear on this because that is my that I mean some of those things, those things that I just said are facts that we do know, but I want to be clear in this case uh that Chris, Katie, Seth, none of them have been named a suspect. Pardon me, let me fix my voice. None of them have been named a suspect, a person of interest. The authorities say that there is nothing at all to say either way that they're a suspect or anyone for that matter is a suspect. So that is the absolute facts on this case. And that is all we have from TBI and local law enforcement is that Chris, Katie, Seth just have a missing child named Sebastian Rogers and a stepchild. Now, where I differ with that is based upon past, current behavior, lies, misinformation, and supporting arguments, supporting allegations, I guess you could say, of things that Nina has alleged that she has been through with her ex husband, Christopher Proudfoot. That's, I believe her. I believe her 100%. Um, I just don't believe children go missing when they've had a good day. Um, and, you know, everyone keeps saying it is 100% a fact that Chris at was not there on the night Sebastian went missing. It's a fact that he was at work the next day. That is a fact. He was at work the day before, the day after. Um, but where where have authorities confirmed that? The authorities have confirmed nothing. Zero, zilch, nada. Now, probably Chris wasn't there, in my opinion. But regardless, authorities have not stated that Christopher Proudfoot was at home or not home. They have not stated that. If you are getting it from anyone else, that's still, I mean, has a boss came am I missing something that a l the law enforcement has came out and said, "Chris was at work." If I mean, have I? Um, yeah, it's on Hey Sweetie. It's on that one. It's not really a makeup tutorial. It's just some of my favorite products. Yeah, they haven't said that at all. And I don't believe if Katie is involved. Katie is the last person to our knowledge that ever laid eyes on Sebastian Rogers. They were in the home together. Story doesn't make sense. You have an autistic child and you don't check on him when you hear a thud. And you're in the military, Katie. You were in the Navy, right? What person in the military, if they hear a thud or they hear a sound, they don't go check? You are trained. It is ingrained in you. If you are in the military, or if you have someone in the military in your home, or if you have lived with someone in the military, tell me one person that would not go check because they are on top of everything. Trust me, everything. They hear a sound, they're on it. They are trained to do that. And it's just human nature when you hear a sound that you're going to go check on your child. It's human nature. If you don't hear a sound, you're going to go check on your child. It's human nature. Yes. Everything. Everything. Because sounds equals something is going on. You are trained in the military to check everything. Period. her inhibitions absolutely could have been down, and she could have absolutely uh not checked because of, you know, potential alcohol and or drug usage, but we don't know. Absolutely. If you are in any part of the military, you are trained to be alert. It is something, I don't care if you are 95 years old and been in the military, it is will stick with you for the rest of your natural life. So something happened that caused that thud. I don't know if it was an adult in the house. It was an accident. I mean, in my opinion, it has to be, because if someone in that house is involved, it has to be an accident that would cause the parents to get in trouble. Otherwise, if it's just a regular accident, you call the police, you call the ambulance, you call the hospital, right? You make sure your child's okay. But if there's something that can link you back to it, well, that's a different story. And remember, like Seth said on Nancy Grace's channel, perhaps an OD, perhaps an OD. Could Katie have heard a thud? She went in that bedroom and she said, Bubba, you okay? And she saw him and he wasn't. Maybe she gave him too much medicine. I don't know. That's just an opinion. Not accusing her, just an opinion. These new details are add ins after hearing what people are saying on YouTube, in my opinion. An excuse for if they find Sebastian with a head injury. Hate to think like that, but Chris and Katie's actions make me suspicious. Yeah. Yeah. Did Seth take a polygraph twice with TBI since Katie did? Did Seth or did Chris? Sassy Cat. Good morning, Heather. Yes, please hit the thumbs up on your way in. Hey, Tar. Something's up. Something's up. You're going. People's like, oh well. Sometimes there's not a scent. You're barefooted. My, you're barefooted. There's going to be a scent. You don't got your socks on. There's going to be a scent. Point blank. Period. I don't believe that Chris even took a polygraph. There is nothing, and this isn't even being biased. This is not even being biased. The only person that you and I know for a fact that has taken a test is Seth Rogers. That is the only person that you and I know for a 100% fact took the test. One, because Nancy Grace paid for it. Number two, because they talked about it on Nancy Grace's show. Number three, because we actually heard from the polygrapher. Now, Chris can say he took a polygraph and passed. That's what he says. Katie says she took a polygraph, or Chris says Katie took a polygraph and passed. But it's not like TBI is going to come out and say, oh, well, yeah, they took it. They passed. They're not going to say that. They don't say anything. Sassy Cat, Seth did not fail the test. I think you're getting Seth and Chris mixed up, Sassy. And, this is coming from the people that said, oh, well, that I was in that bike shop before. That's an old photo. You're sitting there, you've got your son's t-shirt on of that's missing. I mean, come on. Seth passed his. We do know that. We absolutely do know that. It's just insane to me. The the craziness that's going on here. Um, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. People's like, well, Seth hasn't cried. Are we watching the same? Are we watching the same interviews? Seth breaks down and cries all the time. Is he a perfect person? No. He's not, and he's made some bad decisions. But I'm sure we've all made some bad decisions. Um, but what he's doing now, right now, is he's looking for his missing son. He's participating. So we can't say that about a mother of Sebastian. We can't say that. Oh, well, maybe she's, you know, really down, really out. I'm sure she is. I'm sure she is. But it's instinctual to look for your keys if they're missing. You're not looking for your child, because that is as instinctual as it comes. You held this child for 9 months in your body. This child came from your body, Katie. You gave life to little Sebastian, and you're not looking. How does Help me understand that? Really, help me understand that. If I was a missing child, if I was missing a child, I would cry all the time too. At least he is showing emotion. Yeah, I agree. Thank you so much, Serenity. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, my dear. Um, I've been down and still wouldn't. I've been down and still wouldn't condone belt discipline on my kids. Still don't understand how she can defend that, especially with him missing. Um, Listen, and it's not illegal for someone to spank their kids. I differ with that. I don't spank or anything like that. It's not illegal, but it is using an object. You cannot use an object to discipline physical punishment with your child. Now, you and I were raised in different times. A lot of us got spankings and all of that growing up, but we're in a new age, a new dawn where hitting doesn't do anything, and especially against someone who is mentally, emotionally, physically, challenged or has special needs. It's wrong. It's wrong. I don't care. I'm not gonna. It's wrong. 100% wrong. And especially for another man, it's just completely wrong. And I mean, like, listen, I like Seth, and I take up for him, but he has made some bad decisions. He has made some bad decisions. A lot of people are talking about him, uh, talking about whenever I guess him and Katie first got together, she was much younger, and again, not cool. Um, that's that's wrong. It's wrong. And, I think to be fair, these are things we have to acknowledge, but that doesn't I hate the term saying, how does that help find Sebastian? Or how does that, Josh talked about it last night because that's what people always say. But it really has nothing to do with, I mean, it does have to do with past behavior of, I'm trying to be really fair here when I say this. It does have to do with past behavior, but there's no indication that Seth has done anything like that since, right? Now, Chris, on the other hand, this is his fifth time, right? Thank you, Jessica. Thank you so much, my dear. I appreciate you. Guys, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. My heart is broken for Seth. It sounds like he suffered a lot, and the experts all think he is no longer with us. And Jessica, thank you for that. Um, my heart goes out to Seth. It really does. He's broken. He's absolutely broken. He's not chilling in a camper at a vacation resort right now, is he? But I mean, to be honest with you, how I know people are, there's always hope until we know, right? There's always that sliver of hope. And I hear creators um talking about others that was found years later, and that has happened. But don't put your eggs in that basket. You know what I mean? We have to be honest with ourselves and the statistics. And today is day 79. 79. Rhonda, I think that is, I think any of us are in denial whenever we lose someone, right? And it's just a normal passing. It feels like a dream. It doesn't feel real, right? It doesn't feel real. Um, it's 81. I think it's 79, isn't it? Hold on. He went missing what? February 26th? How many days? Or 25th? All right. How many days since February 26th? 80 days. 25th would be 79. Yeah, anyway, too many days too long. Days too long. And the problem is with that is the longer it continues, just as in the Summer Wells case, it doesn't it the chances of him being found statistically goes down. The chances of this being solved statistically goes down. The 26 wouldn't be. Oh god, I've got Joe in the conversation like the temperatures now. 81, 79, 68, 42. Okay. Um but I think statistically, I mean not statistically. I think you as a parent or of someone that has someone missing and doesn't know the answers, you have to have hope constantly. You have to. Because if you don't know, there's always hope, right? There are people that have family members missing for 25 years. In fact, I'm going to be interviewing a family that their loved one has been missing 22 years, I think, about 22 years pretty soon, that I'm doing a little documentary on. And they still have hope. Still have hope. You know, Brandy, Neil, love her. I consider her a friend. And she sleeps on the couch, the front part of the couch every night, right? Every single night. I know. I know. It's too much. Justin, my husband was missing for 3 days, and it's the not knowing. Yeah. Yeah. I think something people are missing is Seth feels guilty. He feels guilty because he didn't know about the abuse. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I think that is a natural thing, because maybe he, I don't want to it's I'm sure he beats himself up. Maybe I should have asked more questions. Maybe I should have not been as, you know, chummy with Chris or whatever. Um, I don't know, because I felt like for a little bit that Seth kind of timids down a little bit to Chris. He's always, and to his credit, he's always wanting to, you know, be okay with the Proudfoots, be on the same steps, right? But it's impossible with an absolute narcissist. It's absolutely impossible. A mama don't leave and go to another state when her child goes missing. And if anyone thinks that's normal, then seek professional help ASAP. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, if we lose our car keys, absolutely, Mod. Absolutely. I think Seth felt sorry for Katie. I don't know. I mean, there have been moments where I wonder if Katie is all right. Knock, knock. You know what I mean? Or if she's just being abused and even she doesn't realize it, perhaps. Perhaps. Right? We'll see. Um, However, Sebastian told his grandmother about what was going on. She should have taken it to Seth. Yes, absolutely. And not let Sebastian know she told him. That way he would have been aware. That is true too. But listen, Sebastian tried to get the message out. Sometimes someone will feel more comfortable with, particularly a child or whatever, they'll feel more comfortable with telling like a teacher, a pastor, an outsider figure that they trust more than they even will tell, you know, if they're like their dad in another that lives in another home or whatever. That's also possible. Yeah, I watched an interview with her and Chris on Smiley's channel, and Katie sounds like a complete narcissist too. Yeah, Katie, you know, it's what's very interesting in this. Think about this, guys. Dr. Gary and Chris McDonough from the interview room and Josh last night were talking about, and we've said this before, feels like Summer Wells, they and Chris used the words, they look like they almost overlap. And I was thinking Dawn wouldn't let Candace talk because she's the weaker link. Chris won't let Katie talk. She's the weaker link. But you hear them both always in the background. Both. right. And to be honest with you, I mean, I think, you know, Candace respect, and I don't mean this in a rude way. I really don't. Isn't the brightest light bulb in the shop, but I think Katie isn't either in a lot of different ways. I mean, she's a lot more educated than Candace is for sure, but um, maybe in other ways she's not. Um, Ship that shirt to Barbados. You're funny. You're funny. I'm getting ready to start my website, and I'll have things on there. So you never know. I might have some Hello Kitty shirts or something. How about that? Listening in the car. Drive safely, Elizabeth. Yeah, yeah. I think they both might be very easily influenced. Justin, can you get in contact with Seth and ask him to stop using people that are not vetted? Um, the people that have been suggested to him all have horrible records. And the money thing, listen, I'm not his manager. It's just not, that's, that's not my circus, not my monkeys. Um, you know, Seth is a very hard-headed person. Is it true the new lady is a felon? I don't even think she's a new lady, is she? I think she wants to be a new lady, if I'm correct, right? No ma'am, no ham, no turkey. Mm-mm. But you can't blame Seth. None of us are perfect, and Seth needs to find his kid. Absolutely, Tia. Absolutely. Hey, fun size. Seth talks to another creator who I watch. I mean, Seth talks to a lot of us, right? And Seth is going, I mean, I don't know, and again, I mean, if something falls through again, that's not going to be good. Yeah, he does need to get him out there any way he can. I don't know. I mean, this is the thing. To be honest with you, I mean, does anyone like? And I'm not talking negative against Tony or Seth when I say this. I'm promising you. But do they really need? Does someone need someone like as like a media manager or anything like that? Like a PI, I understand, right? But like a media type manager or whatever, like, do you really need it? He's just taking help from wherever he give. And the thing is, Batgirl, is there are vultures waiting. Justin, didn't you say the picture was photoshopped? Who exposed? What picture? I don't know what you mean. Just realized I was watching the channel I'm not a member of. You're not a member? That's okay. I think because Seth will say everything is possible, and maybe he shouldn't. Maybe it will help Seth not to say anything, and he shouldn't be saying. I mean, listen, I'll be honest with you. I think Seth is going to say whatever Seth wants to say. I don't think anybody's going to stop that. I just don't. Um, the people is hurting the case in search. Yes, Nina has a long record, and she is not supposed to be around any children, according to the judge. Just watch. Yeah, I mean, those type of people, they need to go. And on, I'm waiting. What I want to know what that person said about a photo being fake or something. I was like, no one with a missing kid needs PR. Just put your plea out there. Yeah, I mean, I agree, to be honest with you. Uh, Chris Proudfoot said it would be a case to be studied for years to come. How did he know that if, sorry, how did he know if he didn't know where Sebastian was, or if he would be found or coming home? Yep, kind of the same thing. The kind of the same thing as Don Wells saying he'll never be found, never be found, never be found. And there's that. All right, y'all. So I have not watched this, and y'all have texted me, called me, emailed me, sent carrier pigeons, and have really wanted me to review this video. You're like, guys, Justin, you gotta do this. I guess it's a good video, which I mean, anything Peter Hyatt does, in my opinion, is fair, um, rational, and interesting. And I appreciate that he sticks with his opinion, unlike others on YouTube. There's three that I watch, three here on YouTube, and one is Peter Hyatt, and the other one is, I'm so sorry, um, female. I love her, Pat Brown, Pat Brown, and Deception Detective. That's the three I watch. That's it. Because there are some now that, in my opinion, the only thing they care about is um perhaps, like, sponsors, pleasing their sponsors or something. Uh yeah, Donna. I know. I know. Yeah. So Peter, Pat, and Deception Detective, they are just who they are, and they say it like it is. I really appreciate that they are okay with even being wrong at times, like Peter says, I might be, he says, I'm usually right, but when I'm wrong, is what he says. Um, like it seems like, in my opinion, a panel that is on here on YouTube that used to be, in my opinion, pretty good or good. They now everyone is just, oh, look at their hands. It shows a little tension. Look at the mouth, you know, uttering some stuff. But she's only had 9 kids, and I don't think she's got them all taken away, but I don't think she did anything. Don't think she did anything. Just my opinion. Oh, the husband, yeah, he's been caught, breaking and sniffing women's panties, but nothing, little little tension in the, esophagus. That's a please, but I don't think they did anything. It's like, good God, people, come on, say it. Just freaking say it. Sorry, I digress. But they are good people, Justin. Don't forget. Oh, of course. I'm not saying that they're bad or anything like that. Not saying that at all. At all. I would never say that. I just feel like they're, more about, I think sometimes, especially when we start getting sponsors, like big sponsors, I think they don't want you to, they'll only sponsor you perhaps if are in that little thin line bracket. So, Canadian, thank you so much, my dear, for gifting membership. Appreciate you. Oh, that's okay, Grace. No, yeah, I know you're fine. Um, in my opinion, I believe. Oh, I no, I think we're misunderstanding each other, Grace. Sorry, I get what you mean now. Um, I think we were talking two different things. In my opinion, I believe Chris bullied, abused Sebastian, and he stood up and challenged the stepdad, and Chris snapped. But I'm okay with keeping the faith and hoping he did not run away, and he is okay. Plus, Team Sebastian. Well said. Well said. Um, Tracy, so good to see you homesick, but your voice is soothing. Much love to Sebastian. Thank you so much, my dear. I appreciate you. I'm sorry you're sick. I hope you feel better. I got sick last night. Um, I did a live last night with Nicolina. Great live, by the way. We found some very interesting stuff on the Micah Miller case. A document that no one has showed yet. I have a YouTube short on it. Have a whole live on it on Clutch Them Pearls channel. But anyway, after that, I was doing my YouTube shorts. I was doing some shorts last night, and I got sick all of a sudden. Sick. And I ate I ate a Wendy's burger like 2 hours before, like just a small burger. And I don't know if there was something wrong with it or whatever, but I felt horrible the rest of the night. So, ugh, I hate being sick, doesn't it? Chris is a violent, abusive man, in Melody's opinion. I think he lost it with Sebastian. Ooh. Thank you, Tracy, for that. I appreciate you. Um, Hold on, I think I missed something here, maybe. Primrose. Okay, I got Primrose. Thank you so much again, Primrose. And Serenity. Nina has a pew pew charge and had to do with protecting her daughter. She is boots on the ground for missing, and that is what her life is dedicated to. Thank you, SS Serenity. Appreciate that. Um, I don't, I don't know this Nina, to be honest with you. So I don't really have any way to sway. You know what I mean? I can check on it though. Thank you again, my dear Serenity. Appreciate you. Canadian, thank you again. If you received that gift, please thank Canadian. Tracy, thank you again. Miss Curvy, how are you feeling? Thank you, Tracy and Miss Curvy. How you feeling, darling? Hope you're feeling better. I'm on my way to Law Metro. Oh, goodness. I think an ultimatum was given. I do too, Rach. And Katie was over it all. Her lack of actions speak volumes. I hope I'm wrong. Mhm. I love a Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich. Give it up. Give it up. Who doesn't love a chicken sandwich? All right. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this?
He needs some milk.
You know what? That's I damn. I needed that for Don Wells.
He needs some milk. He needs some milk.
Because Don drank a gallon of hot milk every single day. Every throw up again. Okay. Let's get started. Credit goes to Peter Hyatt. Link is in the description. Peter Hyatt is a wonderful, wonderful channel.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I apologize for the last minute change of the time, the best I can. So I haven't done anything on the missing 15-year-old boy, Sebastian.
Everyone says this is very interesting.
In several weeks, there isn't much to update about the case itself, but some questions that have come up recently I think might be useful to address and why certain things are the way they are in terms of what we're looking at. So let me see if I can
hot milk
share the screen with you.
every day.
Here we go. I will try to catch any of your questions that I can.
Thank you,
looking off to
GP.
the side.
GB, rather. Sorry.
I'm not sure.
Thank you
I
so
always
much.
catch them.
Welcome.
I do find them interesting, and I do catch up on comments. So it's been quite some time now, and we're moving towards the third month that this 15-year-old boy went missing. And so I'd like to take a look at it from the perspective of a child protective or child abuse investigation, and what things are viewed by investigators, what things are important to them, why these things are important, and some of the things that have been said, and behavioral, but things that have said that have come from those closest to the case that I think warrant some examining in terms of the wording. So this is a case of a missing 15-year-old boy, and what's going to happen is that the context is always critical. It's always critical, and this is where misunderstanding takes place. The context is something that can unfold in just a few sentences as we begin to understand more and more about it.
I'm trying to think of any other child's case where anyone put down a child, their missing child, as much as the Proudfoots. Is there any other, chat? Voices, share. Thank you so much, my dear. That is so kind of you. Y'all give it up for share. If you received, well, my goodness, batten down the hatches. We got 2. Thank you so much. If y'all received those gifts from the share herself, please give her a big thank you for making your name blue. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much. You're very kind, my love. Appreciate you. Now, Cher got me obsessed with baby fucking reindeer now. Been obsessed with it since last night. Thanks a lot, Cher. What'd I say? Green? What'd I say? Blue? Green. Green, y'all. The wheel's spinning, but the hamster's dead. Okay? You just gotta realize it sometimes. Oh my God, Cher, it's crazy. That woman is nuts. I watched that Piers Morgan interview and I was like, damn. Canadian Cookie, you're so kind. Thank you, sweetheart. You received that membership from our beloved Canadian Cookie. Please give her a warm thank you. What is baby reindeer? It is full. It's crazy, is what it is. Reiki, thank you so much. God, you guys are so nice. Thank you. You received that membership. Thank our sweet Reiki. Thank you so much, Reiki. Just got on any news on Sebastian. Listen, I don't know if there's going to be. I don't think they're going to tell us anything until he's found. The only thing we're going to learn is what Chris, Katie, and Seth are doing, and people that are searching in this case. I'm finally here. Hand over. Ooh, Max Chica, you okay? SL, thank you so much. My goodness, thank you. We received that membership. Thank our sweet SL. Got awesome people. Thank you. Y'all are so generous. I really do appreciate it. Max Chica to the office, please. Max Chica to the office. You have a late slip. You have a late slip.
When a 15-year-old goes missing, the 15-year-old boy in particular,
You all
will have a
approve.
better chance at self-survival initially.
I want to get that. You know what I'm going to do? My phone is possessed. Did you hear that? 48 hours just kicked on. What's wrong with you? What I was gonna say. I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, it's a small series on Netflix. Hello, Blue Love. Good to see you, my dear. I don't think we will hear anything until he's found. Yeah, Amy, I don't. The only news that we're going to get on the Sebastian case is what Chris, Katie, Seth are doing. Any updates on searches? Maybe something will break from, what was going on inside of the house. Maybe another neighbor will talk, that kind of stuff. But if he is not found, if Sebastian is not found, then it's going to be really bad. Really bad, I'm afraid. Sonia Allen, thank you so much, my love. So kind of you. Thank you. Y'all, please welcome Sonia to the pearls. Sonia, pearls look good on you. They really do. Thank you so much. And Nurse Sandy, thank you, honey. Appreciate you so much. If you received that membership, please thank our Nurse Sandy for making you blue. Oh, Nurse Sandy, thank you again, my dear. If you received it, please thank our Nurse Sandy for being generous. Thank you, guys. Y'all are so nice. Appreciate it. Thank you for the love. It's not Sebastian that has special needs. I think it's Chris. I really think it's Chris. I think it's Chris, to be quite honest with you. Um, there are people that are searching now, starting south of Hendersonville. They're headed down, and I'm glad because I feel like Hendersonville has been searched pretty thoroughly at this point. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, they can always go over it a 10th time, I guess, but I think they need to start searching a little south. Just feel like after she passed away, everything forgot. Who's that, Connie? Who's that, honey? I don't know what Connie said, but she said something about someone passing. JC, thank you. Welcome to the family, JC. Thank you so much. Appreciate you so much, JC. Thank you for your membership. Welcome to the family. Y'all, please welcome JC because we are family here. They need specialized ROV for water with sonar, in my opinion, spidey senses. I hope not. Yeah, yeah. Has it moved from Long Hollow? I think so. He could be Turtle Madness, you know, right where Chris and Katie are staying in their camper. Um, the Mississippi River's right there. Oh, it's JC's birthday? Okay. Pardon me 1 second, and I will sing my rendition of Happy Birthday, Mr. President by the one and only Marilyn Monroe to you. Somewhat. It's also Blue Eyes' birthday today as well. So share a birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear JC. Happy birthday to you. Sorry. I just went deep. I just went deep all of a sudden. Oh, got it. I tell you, I think it's nothing funnier when like you watch RuPaul's Drag Race or something like that, and she's like, "Hi, I'm Candy. Leave a message at the tone." I'm like, "Hi, my name is Candy. I am, you know, 27 from San Francisco." She's be like, "What's up, girl?" I love RuPaul's Drag Race too, but it's just funny to me. Sorry. I just love it. I just love it. Happy birthday, JP. Thank you so much. Happy birthday. I'm jealous. I can't wait till my birthday. I'm gonna need. Yes, I do voice. I'll do voicemails too, of course. Voicemails, memos, whatever. RuPaul's LA house. I didn't know RuPaul had an LA house. Welcome so much again, JP. Thank you so much. Nurse Sandy, thank you again as well. And Sonia, NSL, Reiki, Canadian Cookie, Share, Miss Curvy, everyone. Tracy, thank you all. Appreciate you.
He's capable generally at age 15 of some level of self-protection, generally more than a girl that goes missing. They are not quite as targeted in terms of human trafficking as a girl would be. Sometimes they're resolved, and this probably related to testosterone. To run away it can be more powerful. And so the first thing you look at is, okay, I have a vulnerable 15-year-old that's missing. It's a vulnerable child, and that's the center of the case. From the point of view of Child Protective Services, for example, we're going to look at that as unfolding in different risk factors, which I'll get to. But a couple of comments, if you don't mind, on the case itself. This case of this boy's plight has had a tremendous impact on the public. Granted, the news moves much more quickly than it did just a generation ago. And then with social media, there's always a lot of discussion, there's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of input, and then there is the natural removal of certain civil restraints when we don't use our proper name. And I understand why people want to be anonymous at different times, but understand that in human nature, we all need a certain amount of restraint upon our language. Well, we run amok. And so you can see sometimes in these type of cases that they really trigger emotional responses in people. So I wanted to talk about that. But the impact upon the public starts with, just with parents that have strong empathy.
Thank you, Share.
And are concerned about this boy. And there was, I think, especially in the beginning, people.
Uh-oh, it's someone's birthday. It's someone else's birthday. It's Tammy's birthday. Oh, we'll sing happy birthday to Tammy as well. But Holly just gifted 5 memberships. And you know what happens when you get 5 memberships? We have to have an approval process. It's that important. It's really that important. So get on the train, mother chickens.
This is a Brooklyn-bound 2 express train. The next stop is Fulton Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Back up, conductor. We're going to Hendersonville.
My body aches to be satisfied. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes.
And it looks like we have 5 members that are approved. Welcome to the family, the new 5 members. Thank you so much. Please do us a favor and give Holly a big thank you. That is so sweet. You are approved. And someone's birthday it was just a second ago. Whose birthday was it? It was Tammy's? Was it Tammy's? I think it was Tammy's, right? Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tammy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Tammy. That's amazing. Yes, Tracy. Sister Karen here. I'm taking her good over unexpected passing today. Connie, I'm sorry, everyone. Sister Karen here. Oh, hey, Connie. I'm sorry, honey. Praying for you. Take care of yourself. I know it's rough. It's rough. You take care of yourself, sweetie.
Checking constantly in the early days in late February for an update. Has he been found? Has he been found? It's a natural reaction. And then the next level would be the parents of autistic children. This hits.
Well, Lord have mercy. Karen gifted 5 memberships. That's amazing. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, we just got off the train. I guess we're going to have to get back on.
This is a Brooklyn-bound 2 express train. The next stop is Fulton Street.
Hendersonville.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Chris Mother Trucker.
My body aches to be satisfied. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes.
Congratulations to the new 5 members. If you were one of those 5 members, you are absolutely approved. Thanks to Karen. Please give her a big thank you. Very kind of you, Karen. Thank you all. You're so generous. Thank you. Welcome to all the new members today. Absolutely. Very sweet. Very kind. Jessie, thank you, my love. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, my Jessies. You're a sweetheart. So kind. So generous. Thank you. You like the song? Thank you. I try to pick out songs that I think you guys would like, but we'll see. Okay, let's.
It's hard. This brings up a lot of things for them, and because the tremendous increase in autistic children and the wide variance among them.
Oh, Redsky, I'm sorry.
They can really bring up some painful emotions for them. And then the general people of empathy or goodwill that just may not even have children, but just took to this really what an image or some short videos of this,
Thank you,
this boy and just been very upset. And then we had the stepfather who increased exposure.
So Stephanie, no one has officially said if Chris was home or not. We know that he was there. We know that he was at work the next morning when Sebastian was discovered or not discovered in his room, rather. We know that he was hours away then. He most likely, potentially, allegedly wasn't home, he says, but there's no official statement. Everyone's like, well, Chris wasn't home. Well, who said that? Who said that? I mean, if law enforcement says he wasn't home, then he wasn't home, right? But they've, they just said they're taking the account from the two. Have both slept a few times and spoken in Sebastian in past tense. That they have. But generally, I got to be fair, generally, they don't talk about him in past tense, which is a good sign overall. Overall, it's a good sign. But kids don't just go missing.
He brought more attention.
Especially in February. Like, this is the thing. Like, if Chris was at home, I could understand, in my opinion, Sebastian leaving, wanting to run away more because Seth was at home. But if his mom and him are there, unless he was scared of her or there was some type of abuse going on, I can't see him just leaving in the middle of the night without shoes, especially when his shoes are by the door, right? Like literally by the door that he walked out in. Why would a child walk out, especially someone that has a condition that is so sensitive to textures? Why would he do that? Right? Why would he walk out whenever he's, I mean, like Ambien can like make you sleepwalk and stuff like that, but they said he's never been slept walk or anything like that. And even if he was sleepwalking, how far would he have gone? Right? How far would he have gone? And why would there not be a scent if you're barefoot or if you have socks on? Some people sleep in socks. Some people don't. I don't. I couldn't sleep in socks. But he may have been one of those that preferred to sleep in socks. Put a 1 in the chat if you like sleep in socks, and put a 2 in the chat if you don't. Just curious to see how many people sleep in socks versus not. I think so too, Jennifer, personally. 1 if you do, 2 if you don't. I think the dark footage perhaps. So it's really a pretty 50-50, isn't it? I can't sleep in socks. Can't do it. I don't even wear socks during the day unless it's below 0. Yeah. My feet burn up. Yeah. What time did Sebastian take out trash? Don't know. Now, another thing that's interesting is Seth has allegedly said that he has heard that there is dash cam footage out there. What does that mean? If there is. If there is dash cam footage, let's think about that a moment. There's dash cam footage. Was this someone that traveled on the street between 12 and 6? So the video that they said was a trash truck, I said long time ago in this case, that I've never thought that was a trash truck. Period, point blank. I don't think it's a trash truck at all. But I do believe a trash truck came at some point that morning or that day, sometimes. So I was wondering, would the trash truck have like a dash cam or video for like their employees or for insurance purposes? Put out by Katie. Oh, interesting. I will never believe that that is a damn trash truck. It will like I just don't believe it's a trash truck. I've never believed it's a trash truck. That's one thing I'm
to the case
pretty sure.
unwittingly, but he brought more attention to the case and gave us a lot more insight as well, which I'll get to. And then the emotionalism begins to grow, and
that is true, Chris.
That can take an unfortunate turn, but it's human nature and it happens. There are the true crime aficionados, true crime celebrities, followers, people talking about the case. And I was thinking, I was talking to Steve Johnson 2 weeks ago, and I was saying to him, hey, where I'm staying here, because we were teaching together, the scanner wasn't as busy as I thought it would be. And he said something very telling. He said, I won't turn it on. I won't listen. He is a retired investigator at law enforcement who now is a full-time deception detection instructor. And of course, he works on cases and works with investigators. It's not his world. Other people that have a different thing about it, but he wouldn't even turn on the scanner to hear what's going on. He needs the break and to get away from that sort of thing. And then there's the you read on social media that I told you so's, and it's most unseemly. It's most unseemly, where there's almost a race to predict result of an investigation or a case or that sort of thing. I was reminded about this recently. If some of you may recall from the UK, especially, there was a searcher, a professional searcher.
Nicola Bully case. I never got into that case. That is one case I wish I would have, because from the little bit that I do know, was fascinating.
In the Nicola Bully case. And at first he spoke in front of media and he was very confident. Good. It was, he wasn't long in front of the camera and that sort of thing. Very confident. And then he went into full self-promotion mode. He spoke over and over, and the bragging became, I think, more widespread. And the question is, if you were running an investigation, would you hire him? And I would not. I would not.
No way.
It just doesn't end well. I was reading recently as a journalist condemned everyone who seeks to raise money for searching, since Tennessee is a volunteer state. They are looking to profit, which is a blanket condemnation. And that type of unnecessary moralizing doesn't always end well. And so someone wrote back a very simple response. The person gave a list of things he would spend money on, like a four-wheeler, upping the reward. And there's a lot more that could add to that list. And so the journalist, he should temper his
I need to tell y'all something. Let me find it here.
his post in that sense that, but I also understand from his perspective, there's been some unsavory characters that have gotten involved. And people have seen that, the people that are, trying to exploit anything they can for that. And so both things can exist at the same time. You could have those who are trying to exploit or get personal gain, and those who are genuinely looking to find this little boy, this 15-year-old boy. So that type of answer is like a slapback. It's like, maybe I overreacted a little bit and I should back up a little bit and kind of give room for the fact that, there is expenses to searching and money is needed. And at the same time, knowing that there are those who are profiteering, or at least attempting to profiteer.
Good to see you, Deborah.
There's also, in that world of sensationalism, this is breaking news, bombshell, I have an exclusive. And then you have the psychics, the tarot card readers, and then all this eventually leads to the factionists, the
bombshell tonight,
the breaking apart of people, where someone says, I'm on the side of father and I'm on the side of stepfather. No, I'm on the side of the boy. And it's like an unnecessary breaking apart that isn't of any help to a case like that. In the immediate sense. In the greater sense, sometimes it brings more publicity. And that was my point about the stepfather and his.
That's the greatest gift Chris gave, was his interview. That was the greatest gift Chris gave, was the interview, because people just could not believe how arrogant and self-righteous he was. Okay, I want to talk about something real quick here, and I just got confirmation on it. Oh no, he was saying like bombshell and stuff, and I said bombshell, but what I was saying here, what I was wanting to say here, is there is a rumor that Seth bought a motorcycle with his money. That is 100% not the case. Not the case. Not the case. He either had one already or he's borrowing one. One or the other, but yeah. I've had people messaging me, asking me in chats and everything, and that is not true. He did not buy a new bike or something. That would be, Chris and Katie's the one been out shopping for bikes several times, I might add. So, Deborah, thank you so much, my dear. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my love. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, my love. And Stacy, my darling, thank you for 2 months. Can't do it without you guys. Thank you so much. Best people in the entire world. So that's something I wanted to clear up. If there's things we can clear up, that's what we need to do. Seth only had 25K when the GoFundMe was okay. Gotcha. Well, regardless, said they had a bike, Pascal. Thank you, Mohawk. Justin, someone in Pascal's show said they had a bike Pascal could borrow for a bike run this weekend. Gotcha.
Appearances through media absolutely brought more attention to the case. And I'm not sure that he was meaning that, but it did. And in that sense, it's a good thing. Then there's other problems that go on. So we want to establish context of the case, context of when people are speaking. And this is critical to understanding. And it's why I push for people to if they wish to learn statement analysis, is to get that formal training. There's a lot of good instructors out there, and there's some good instructors that are present today here. Paul is one of them, and the formal training is just so necessary. One of the things that is done within the training is context is pushed really close and really tight, both the greater and the lesser context. And so the greater context, of course, is a 15-year-old boy missing. Now, I'll give you an example of how this works into language a little bit as we go on. But first, let's take a look at the child abuse cases, how this works. When a child goes missing.
Hey, Blink, someone in Pascal's chat, they said that someone said they would loan him.
There's immediate concern. The hope is a runaway and that he or she is safe somewhere, but it's scary. And it's an extreme context.
Thank you, Rach. Guys, and I promise you, because I have friends in here that listen to psychics and take them very seriously, and I have no problem with psychics, right? But I get a little side-eyed when it comes to not just children's, missing person cases, and they take it for facts. And I don't mean to step on anybody's toes. Please don't take it personally. But it is speculation. Like it is 100% speculation. Like it is. And I just get a little side-eyed with that, to be honest with you. And I'm not yeah, I mean, it's just a lot. I mean, listen, if someone feels something or whatever and they want to go look, I don't guess it's going to hurt or anything like that, but please don't take it as like the gospel, right? I mean, my friend Ziggy on here, she does tarot cards and stuff like that. If you're doing it for your own personal purposes, I don't, it's not a problem, right? I think it's fine. But these are missing people, right? And and I don't mean to step on anybody's toes. I really try to respect everyone in the community and even outside the community, even if they don't care for me, don't like me, whatever, that's fine. But I just be careful with that stuff, please.
An extreme context. And that's very important that we understand. Everyone will be under some form of distress, and it's going to hit the
Love you too, Grace.
language. And that's where we're able to look at the language and begin to exercise some discernment. Now, when someone who is experienced in investigating child abuse hears of a missing teen, 15-year-old,
And that's true.
Uh-oh.
And that's true. Yeah, Ziggy doesn't claim to be psychic. I mean, I just don't. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable. I just don't feel comfortable with. There's a clip with Sylvia Brown, she was a world-renowned psychic, and I liked her as an entertainer, right? But she would go on the Montel Williams show, and there's this family that she was giving them information, and they were like, she's like, this person did this or this, and it was like, no, we found the person and it was nothing like that, but they wanted to know something else. You was just thinking about that, yeah, and stuff. So I don't like the term. I mean, I don't know, just my opinion.
Tell me about him. It's one of the most important things you can find out. Tell me about him. So that can give us a direction we're going to be able to take. And as many of you know,
thank you, Anna. Thank you, Anna.
We didn't hear from the first week from the mother. Now, as far as I know there are a lot of other theories, and you're certainly welcome to them, and I'm open to hear any of them. But as far as,
I mean, I never believed in I believed in, I guess, spirits and stuff. I was raised Christian, and I have 4 pastors in my family, and I was raised, I believe in spirits, I guess you could say, but I don't know. It's I never really believed in like the windows opening or your cup flying across the room or anything like that. But I had an experience June 15th, 2022, when I was at my hotel room. Some of you know this story, some of you don't. But I had an experience where I was getting ready to go to Summerwell's Vigil, and 3 glass doors around me in my bathroom. There's not a shelf in this place, like in the shower. I was taking a shower and was getting ready, and I hear a ding and a ding, and I'm literally washing my hair at this time, right? And it hit hard. Bing, bing. And I look down after I get the suds out of my face, and and there is a dime and a penny. I still have them. And I was like, I'm out of here. I'm covered by the blood. Not today, Satan. So, anyway, hallelujah. I get out of there. I'm like, deuces, I'm out. Bye bye. And I go live not too long later. And I'm like, guys, I don't believe in this stuff, but this really happened to me. A dime and a penny fell out of the freaking ceiling or the heavens or something and landed in my shower. I was shook, Miss Fletcher, because I don't believe in that stuff. Like, I don't believe in it. And I was like, a dime and a penny, and they're like 110. And I'm like, 110. What do you mean? What do you mean 110?
Oh my God!
110 Ben Hill Road. I'm done. I am done at that point. Absolutely done.
What the hell? Oh my God! No way!
Yeah. 110 Ben Hill Road. And which is where Summer Wells. I know. Couldn't they have like dropped like $1 billion down? Come on, spirits, drop $1 billion, drop $1 billion. Come on, girl. I'll twerk for you, honey, for that. So yeah, why couldn't it have been like $1.1 billion? I digress. Forgive me, Lord. I'm blessed. Anyway, and then an hour later, same day, I go from my hotel, I go to the Dollar General and Priceless, where Summer Wells and Candace and all of them was last. They were there. There's a Dollar General and a Priceless connected, and then I go to the park, the watering hole, the horse pond that they call it, and I'm live, and I'm talking shit, shit about Tim, the media manager for the Wells. And I look over, and then like a foot away from me is Tim. And I'm like, oh my God, like that. And people were like, who you talking to? And I'm like, what are y'all talking about? I'm not talking about nothing. I'm not talking about nothing. And they said, were you talking to Tim there? And I was like, fuck no, I'm not talking about him. I was just talking shit about him. And they were like, you could hear someone's voice talking to you. You remember the car thing, Cinnamon? And I was like, I can't do this today, y'all. I really can't do this. Like, I got 11 cents and someone's talking through the speakers or something. And then Ziggy, because she's all into that, oh my God, it's 11:11, guys. It's 11:11. Oh my God. She's like, breaking news, child, breaking news. And she's like, you guys, I just clipped it. You're not going to believe, and I'm over there pretty much fucking hyperventilating at this point because I don't believe in this stuff. Never had it happen to me. Don't want it to happen to me. And she's like clipping it. She's like live. God bless you. It was an interesting day. And I've never had anything happen to me like that since. And I pray to God it is almost June 15th again, and I will be in Hawkins County for the third time. And there's that. So I hope nothing happens this year. I'm gonna say. Crazy. Thank you so much for becoming a member, my dear. Now, please welcome Crazy. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you, my dear. Welcome to the family. Pearls looks so good on you. It really does. SL, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate you. SSL's Dustin, Karen's sister, Connie Branch, passed away, and she wanted you to do a moment of silence for her. Absolutely. We can do that. Y'all, please put some prayer hands in for Karen here. To a moment of silence. All right, guys, thank you for that moment of silence. Appreciate that. Okay. All right. Let's continue.
I think we can tell the stepfather was not in the home when he went missing, and the father wasn't. It is hoped in a very basic way that the law enforcement from the beginning were able to discern that. They were able to verify that. So we have a missing 15-year-old. There's a risk.
I mean, I don't think they have verified that, at least publicly.
A teenager. Teenagers, especially boys, do stupid things. They do things they ought not do. Then
Thank you, Susan.
we see that the child is a special needs child. What this does is this adds a risk factor to an already risky situation.
Yes.
This is very concerning. It changes things in terms of the concern. It changes things because it now adds a risk factor, which goes back, and it's called different things in different states, but it's basically the same thing. It's increasing the risk of child abuse. Children with special needs tax their caregivers. They tax their caregivers oftentimes to a place where they need help. They don't get days off, depending on the need of the child. They don't get much respite. It's very difficult. I feel for them. I've interviewed many of them. And then we'll examine the special needs. Then we look into this case, and I'm speaking specifically of this particular case. There's a presence of a stepfather or a boyfriend. This is another risk factor.
Oh my God. Oh God, I just forgot the name. I'm so bad with names. Dr. Gary last night, he was saying that I'm going to clip it too. He said Katie was Mrs. Peacock from Clue. I was like, oh my God, that was freaking hilarious. Does anyone remember that? I was rolling.
Quantifying this case. This is a second one now. So the first one is special needs. The second one is that there is the presence of a non-biological male parent
It's June 15th.
or caregiver in the home. And it doesn't mean that the stepfathers aren't good or boyfriends aren't good. It means that statistically, we're upping the level here. This is really concerning. This will need a quicker response, for example, or when someone's triaging workers, they got to get out there. So that'll be listed as a risk factor. This next one is it could be in the form of a question. Is there a custody dispute? That can increase the risk to the child, because that can mean contention among people, the possibility of the child running away to one home to the other, possibility of a familiar kidnapping, but it's another risk factor that many states include. And then back to the special needs. We learned early on about Sebastian having autism, and we learned about the possibility of incontinence at age 15. And I think it's a very important piece of the puzzle. Now, when I heard that, the first time I heard it, my mind went to where I think a lot of minds go, is 15, functioning in school, explore for sexual abuse.
This is right here. I'm off on a tangent, but I want to show you this. This is Mrs. Peacock. I'm going to make Katie into Mrs. Peacock. Miss Peacock was the game Clue, from the game Clue. She had been married, widowed 4 times, each time her husband having died in mysterious circumstances. She was talking about Katie because Chris has been married 4 or 5 times. I was like, oh my God, that is freaking hilarious. I was rolling last night when he said that. I could not help myself.
Explore for it. And the second thing would be anxiety. Explore for types of anxiety that could be causing.
Oh, thank you for 6 months, SL. Justin, you're sick. Oh, thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate that. Very kind of you. Thank you. Thank you, Peacock. Appreciate it. It's very sweet. Thank you for 6 months of
him
membership. I appreciate you.
To have incontinence. Now that is a risk factor on several levels, but consider this. There is embarrassment. There is odor. There is more washing of sheets, for example. And there is an element that can raise disputes, frustrations, feelings of failure on both parts, parents and child, especially at age 15. Something causes it. And I'm not saying that he was sexually abused or he did have anxiety. Saying those are the first things that I explore for. Absolutely first thing is sexual abuse. So it's another risk factor, the specific issues that he may have had. Then another risk factor, and you see it's just building up here. Any prior Child Protective Services involvement is another risk factor. That's number 5. And it doesn't matter if it was spite reports. People are able to discern a report is made in spite, and sometimes there's still truth in the spite reports. Other times the nasty caller doesn't realize they're projecting and drawing attention to themselves. But any prior Child Protective Services involvement is a risk factor. that gets added onto the case. And then if there is any type of marital or relationship discord in the home where the child is living, becomes another risk factor.
And I believe Chris and Katie were heavily on the rocks, and I think it had to do with one of the main reasons was Sebastian and probably Faith. Weird.
We didn't know this immediately. Technically, we didn't know it, but I'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, there was discord going on between mother and stepfather that has come out of recent time, but it really was signaled from the very beginning. So these are all increasing the risk to Sebastian.
Thank you, Rach.
All these things. And I'm still going on the premise, stepfather was not there when he went missing. Biological father was not there when he went missing. And this is purposeful. And when I'm saying this, I'm
Thank you, Deborah.
Showing some trust in the police investigation. So you have these risk factors, everything's increased. And so this is something that when it gets handed to an investigator, it's, oh man, this may not
That's crazy,
end well.
Girl.
This is very upsetting. This is a lot of information here, but they have to explore for it. And then there was some behavioral red flags. The first red flag was the initial silence. They actually had to be, the mother and the stepfather had to be shamed into making a statement, to coming out publicly, when this should have been known from the very beginning. The specific issues that he may have, which may lead him to go to this direction or go to that direction. What he looks like, what he was wearing, everything right from the very beginning. What are the things he likes? Maybe he likes to climb trees. Would he be hiding in a tree? Maybe he likes caves. Is he drawn to water, as so many autistic children seem to be? These are all things that should have been known immediately, but they were not. They were not. And that is of a concern, a behavioral red flag. So the initial silence was very concerning. And I think I can explain why that may be. I have an opinion about opinion about it. So that was the initial red flag. The second one was the coordinated 911 call. The stepfather, not in the home at the time of the disappearance, controlled this, and then the subsequent interview. So this was a coordinated.
He controlled it then, in my opinion, and he's trying to control
911
it now.
call. And realistically, what should have been said was, "Sir, are you home?" No, I'm several hours away. Okay, I'm going to just ask that the mother who was there answer my questions. We have a car on the way, so let me just get the information from her. She was there. And the first time he interrupts, you cut it off and say, "Ma'am, I'm going to call you right back, but I'd like to speak to just you." That's the biological mother. There should be no hesitation in her to give any information that is needed, unless there's a reason not to. And I think that this is what statement analysis is able to show. So this coordinated 911 call was inappropriate from our perspective, necessary from his stepfather's perspective. So the silence, the coordinated 911 call, and then controlling the interviews. This was something that we all saw, and it looked quite coordinated. The language was coordinated, and that in the beginning, he wasn't allowing her to answer much. He was taking over. So she was silent as a biological mother for the first week. And then she's letting a non-biological parent do the talking.
Yes. Where else did we see that? Of course, we saw that in Summer Wells' case, except it took them how many days? 9 days or 13 days, something like that.
And there was things that were said while he was talking, and then subsequent interviews, of course, exploded that matter in this case. I need to know who I'm searching for. I need to know, what is he afraid of? What does he cling to? What is normal for him? Who were his friends? Who might he have gone to? Which direction might he have gone to? Would he get into the car of a stranger? These are things that needed to be known on day one. They weren't. I'm looking at something with which I listed as 6 risk factors of a missing 15-year-old. Okay, so when I look at the red flags within the language, what's often missed, and perhaps that's my fault for not making the context clear or pressing it as I should have in the videos. It's easier to have someone else here talking or answering questions and that sort of thing. But the context is key. So, for example, I'm going to ask you, and I asked this question of you. Think of your answer. You could type it in if you'd like, but think of how you would answer this question. What did you do this morning? Tell me about your morning.
Most parents,
I can tell you about mine.
Most parents are knocking, would beg to be on the news, as soon as their child goes missing, right? The Proudfoots, the Wells, not so
I
much.
woke up. Heather and I had coffee. We listened to music. We went for a walk. Now, I can tell you so much more and so many different things, but those are the things that I've chosen to tell you. I've gone into my personal dictionary in my mind, and I've chosen those words. I've placed them in certain places. I did it in chronological order, and I could expand on anything if you have questions about it. We love our coffee time. And the coffee comes into my language because it is a social drink. And for us, it's this quiet, we live in a very rural area, this quiet, wonderful time where we sip excellent coffee, listen to some of the world's most beautiful music, the type of music that Roger Scruton said makes the eyes look up, not at the ugliness of life, or the ugliness of narcissism, but look up, look towards future, look in hope. We watch the sunrise, and we go for a walk every morning, no matter what the weather is. So what I've just described to you is routine. It's normal. Nothing out of the ordinary happened, but I didn't feel the need to tell you.
Everyone does act to tragedy differently, but I've yet to see a mother not look for their child. Right. I've yet
that. I just told you what I did. The context is really boring. It's not,
unless you're like Lori Vallow or Candace Wells or Katie Proudfoot.
nothing.
In my
It's
opinion.
just like, excuse me, any other day. What if, for example, I'll give you new context. What if
Thank you, Tina.
There was a report of domestic violence in your home this morning, and you're asked, what did you do this morning? You would be a lot more on your guard. Excuse me 1 second.
Yeah, exactly. Look for your cat for days. If you're missing something, you look for it. Or you at least participate. You miss your
I
keys.
apologize for
You
that.
look for it.
You would be a lot more on your guard with what your answer
Now the behavior may be, the behavior may be off or whatever,
is.
but the
In other
action
words, there would be much more
is still
importance
there.
attached to it. There was a report, a 911 call or a 999 call about a domestic violence situation in your home. Suddenly, the context is elevated. It's not the boring context that I described. So you'll notice that when I said I woke up, Heather and I had coffee, we listened to music, we went for a walk. Those are short sentences, which are less emotional. I have no need to say to you, what did I do this morning? Oh, it was just like any other morning, totally normal. Because at that point, you'd be thinking, why is he communicating that to us? What happened this morning that you wish to indicate normalcy? Here, I had no need to convince you of normalcy. I needed no extra wording. And it's a routine that I absolutely love. We look forward to it. But the next one
Right.
is different. Is different. And it becomes even more important for us to listen precisely to what words are used, what topics are avoided. So here's what happened. Let's say there was an altercation, and I'm the guilty party. About the last thing I want to tell you is that I went violent. So when I'm speaking about what happened this morning, I want to avoid that. I don't want to get myself in trouble. And this is what a suspect will do. So I need to convince you that nothing happened and it was normal. It was happy.
Bingo.
And I'll use more words to do that. And I may use the word routine, normal, all those words that I didn't need to do in the account. I did it in the commentary in the account, but I didn't need to use them in the account. These are persuasive terms that are used.
He's the best.
But often are masking something else. So this context is elevated. It's got me on alert. I don't want to reveal those things. And I'm going to try to pick and choose my words and my information carefully to avoid any guilt my way. Now let's take it up to the extreme. A missing child, and I call it the imperative. It's, the question of what happened today. Tell us what happened. And that's when we fasten our seatbelts and we listen very carefully and we let the words guide us. Let the words guide us. Was stepfather home with what happened? As far as we know, no. He should have the least to say. Mom was home. She should have the most to say. And it is extreme. This extremity means that any normalization of the context, we should be on alert for deception because it's anything but normal. Anything but normal. Now, think of that context. And this is where I flagged some of the words that came out. So in any missing child, as well as criminal case statements, the inclusion, let me hold off on the phone call for a minute. Of the I love you was part of the answer, and I'll get to that. Now, in any missing child case or criminal case statements, the inclusion of a phone call, of all the things that you can tell us, you felt the need to tell us that you spent 3 hours on the phone the night that your son went missing with stepfather, who is now trying to control.
Notice how she tells us what she did, But she doesn't really say what Sebastian did after he got home. She just says he went straight to his room and stayed there pretty much the rest of the night. She doesn't say, before that he took a bath, he took a shower, we read a book together, he went outside and played, uh, he played Nintendo for a little bit. Nothing. I Nothing about giving him the medicine. Nothing. We came home. Nothing about changing. Nothing about that. It is exactly. We came home after eating dinner. I said, Bubba, it's time to go to bed. That kind of thing, and that's it. Had a snack.
The flow of information
Snacks.
where I flagged at least 6 risk factors to Sebastian before we even get anywhere. And I'll get to how I knew about the marital issues. The inclusion of a phone call, means what happened that night. That information is important. It's related. You're asked, hey, who did you talk to that night? No. You're asked, tell us what happened. Let me describe what happened. The night your son went missing, that you have absolute certainty he walked out that door, enough to repeat it. And she went to a phone call. What she did was she brought stepfather into the case.
Yeah.
Now I understand why he took over the 911 call, why he took over the interviews, why he was finally had to have his arm twisted into letting her speak. He's connected to this child's disappearance, but he wasn't there. So I have to explore that. These things are very complicated at times.
Connected to this child's disappearance, but he wasn't there.
When she was describing what happened, at first she didn't describe the thump she heard, but she did describe, she ascribed a quote directly to Sebastian, how much he loves his mother. I love you, mama, and to the puppies. Okay. What that is an expression of normalcy on
Raina, thank you so much for becoming a member, my dear. I love your name. Thank you, my love. Pearls looks good on you. If I had a daughter, I always wanted to name her Raina. I'd love that name. Catherine, thank you so much, my dear. Welcome. Pearls look good on you and your little poo-poo Yorkies there. Leave it to Yorkie. Thank you so much. My friends, welcome to the family, y'all. Please welcome Raina and Catherine once again. Thank you so much for your subscription. I think it's a beautiful name, Raina.
a night that was anything but normal, in a context that is extreme and anything but normal, but it also portrays her in a good light. Wow, a 15-year-old boy says he loves me. I must be a good mom. Okay, so the question is, what did you do wrong? What happened that night? What happened that night that you need to convince your audience? And why did you tie in the stepfather? In your language, not mine, in your language. What is his involvement in this? And you have to think it through. I mean, I'm going on the premise he wasn't there. So this is why I love you is considered a red flag, because the extremity of the context, the need to include it, it's persuasive. It's persuasive. Now, if someone said, what was the last thing that Sebastian said to you? Well, he said he loved me and loved the puppies.
I think you remember the last thing, yeah. Casey Face, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the family. Pearls looks so good on you, my darling. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Y'all, please welcome once again, Casey Thank you so much, Casey. Appreciate your support. Oh my goodness. Catherine gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Catherine. You know what that means. You know what that means.
This is a Brooklyn-bound 2 express
Beep, beep,
train.
mother
The
chickens.
next stop is Fulton Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Giving to the lesser fight. My body aches to be satisfied. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes.
Okay, there we go. Thank you so much. And you 5 that just received those memberships, please thank our sweet Catherine. You are approved and are in green because of her generosity. Please give her a big, big thank you. Absolutely. Melody Hart, thank you so much, my love. Appreciate the support. Pearls look wonderful on you, my darling. And where's that volcano at? Did you paint that, or is that a picture? I've been to a volcano before on the Big Island in Hawaii several years back, but um it was an active it's been an active volcano, but it's got really bad in the last couple years or so.
That's a direct answer.
My dear.
Offering it, and I heard it repeated
Hi,
in
Ranch.
a slightly different way
Same in
later, which convinced me it was something that was rehearsed or coordinated. So the "I love you" now becomes a red flag, and in missing child cases, it often proves to be a red flag that something went wrong. The subsequent interviews. Oh, excuse me. And there was one other part there where
awesome.
stepfather.
I'm going to test something. Hold on one second. When I do this, I usually do this when I'm not live, so test out stuff, but I just want to see if this will work. Let me know if y'all can hear the horn. Let me find it.
This is a Brooklyn-bound 2 express train. The next stop is Fulton Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Buckle up, buttercups, we're leaving.
My body aches to be satisfied. My weakness.
Can you hear it? It's the what is it? A clown. So oh my goodness. Oh goodness. I'm missing someone else. Ash Cash, thank you so much for 2 months, my dear. Really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support. Clown car horn. Yes, clown car horn. Thank you so much, my dears. Oh. I didn't know if it would my abusive ex-husband would threaten my family members, friends when they would question or challenge him and how he treated me. It's suspicious behavior for Chris to act that way. Yes.
Father described the relationship between himself, his wife, and the biological father as basically glorious, much like we heard from the killer in California of Scott Peterson, when he called the marriage glorious. Okay, where 3 people exist, a triangle, and there's a child in the middle, and the child has that will bring some conflicts, some disagreements. He portrayed it as this wonderful relationship, which suggested to the contrary, as he was controlling the information. He wanted everyone to know how well they get along, and that quickly crumbled the more he spoke. Remember in the different risk factors. This is like universal. This is not just for this case. Any child protective service history? Oh, there is. Okay. That's now edited the thing. Stepfather was connected via phone call. Something that happened to Sebastian that night, because later on we hear not only the 3-hour phone call, but a thump, is related. Now, it may not reach a point of criminality.
I mean, it's not a crime to not hear or check on the thump, right? It's not a crime, but it's unusual that a mother not check, right? Oh, Christy, thank you so much, my dear. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support, my dear. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Oh, sweet. Thank you, my dear. Appreciate you. So yeah, I mean, it's, why would you not check? That's
Depending on
it's more unusual that you didn't check, right?
how it's perceived,
It's
but it
normal if you do
absolutely
check.
should have been explored
I
in
don't
the
get it.
interview process. It
Right.
absolutely should have been explored.
Very good point. Very good point, Crimes. What if someone was breaking in? She not worried? Right? Bubba, did you fall out of the bed? No, ma'am. Well, I don't know what you're doing in there, but make sure he's okay. Well, he said he didn't fall out of the bed. So you didn't ask him what you're doing? You just said, I don't know what you're doing? I don't know what you're doing. But you didn't ask him what he's doing. I would have wanted to know. I would say, what are you doing in there? Right? What's going on in there? Not, I don't know what you're doing in there. Because if you don't check, you naturally want to know at least. So you ask. Right? Help me, I'm falling out of my bed. Because a 15-year-old falls out of bed regularly. Such a weird question. Yeah. Exactly. I don't see it. Guys, I'm going to end it right here. We're at 2 hours and 34 minutes. I will be back later this evening. My internet is starting to screw up right now. I will be back here in a little bit this evening at 7 p.m., 7 to 8 p.m. tonight. So make sure you join me tonight. I hope you guys can hear me because my thing's starting to mess up. I love you all. Thank you all so much. So much. Each of you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much, Jessa. That is so generous of you. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Y'all are amazing. I appreciate you all truly from the bottom of my heart. I know that you have a lot of choices here on YouTube all at one time, and I appreciate you for being here out of all places. Means a lot to me. It truly does. Thank you to my mods, members, and just everyone in here being here for Sebastian and myself. I appreciate you all truly. God bless each and every one of you. I will see you guys at 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. We'll see you later.